Brilliant. So Danny Flexen for Seconds Out, delighted to be joined by, I guess, British boxing cult hero wouldn't be far off the right mark. Cello Renda, how you doing?
Yes, my friend, all good, mate. Thank you very much. All good, mate.
I believe congratulations are in order.
Yes, mate. Thank you.
Baby girl, how's she getting on?
Yeah, going really well, mate. Thank you. Yeah, she had a good night's sleep last night. We managed to get 7 hours sleep, so absolutely over the moon with that. But yeah, really well, mate. Thank you. Settling in really okay with my little brother. So yeah, all going well, mate.
And how many have you got now?
I've got 2 now. I've got a 20-month-old and now just a little 3 or 4 day old, mate, little girl.
Wow, I bet you wish you were still boxing, didn't you?
Oh man, it's crazy, you know what I mean? Like now I'm waking up changing nappies, whereas before I was waking up going to the gym and stuff like that. It's crazy how things change, man. But yeah, all good though, man. All good, really good.
So what are you getting up to in retirement, or retirement at least from boxing? I'm sure you're still very busy.
I am, yeah. I'm still very heavily involved in the boxing. I've got my training and second license. Also, I work for a charity called Boxing Futures, working with young people who suffer from any mental health issues, loneliness, all different projects that we do with Boxing Futures. Also, I do one-to-one training in my local boxing gyms. I'm super busy with doing that also. So I'm still very, very, very heavily involved in the boxing game, the boxing scene.
Who are you working with fighter-wise that we know about or we should watch out for?
There isn't anyone really I'm working with as of such. You know, I've done a few bit of pads with a guy called Joe Steed. He's a local lad. He's undefeated as a professional. I think he's 7-9 in a minute. I know he works over the Norwich guy, John Faxton, and then those boys over there. But he's not my fighter. I just help train him. He wanted me to help him out train, do some pads with him. I was happy to do something. We hit off straight away, and I've been doing some pad work with him. But I'm not really, not looking for anyone as such. You know, if they were to come towards me and wanted me to train them, you know, if they've got to be that right sort of fighter, I wouldn't just take on anything. Or it's got to be a special fight for me to actually put my work ethic. Yeah.
So, taking you back a bit, what first got you into the sport?
Yeah, so for me, I love to fight, but I used to fight a lot in school, and then I took that into the streets, and I got myself into trouble. Got arrested, got in the curtain, and then they went to prison, and that's what trying to change my life. Right? I thought to myself, I can't live this life. I thought, you know what? I'm going to fight and earn some money. That's what I did. Went straight professional. Didn't box amateur. Went straight professional.
Have you done any boxing before? Like any in the gym or any sparring? Nothing really.
Obviously, I walked in the gym at 15, and I sparred the pros that were in the gym at the time. And I was giving a good account of myself, a real good account of myself. And then from then on, I thought, you know what? I want to turn pro. I want to turn pro. I didn't really know much about the game, to be honest. I thought, now I want to turn pro. I want to earn some money. And then I turned pro at 18. And then obviously went on and had a 14-year career.
Any regrets? We're going to get on to the high points, don't worry. But any regrets?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. For me, it was that I wish I would have had an amateur career, because then, you know, I would have been able to get looked after. I would have had promoters look after me. I would have built up a fan base. You know, I would have been more not recognised, but I would have had a bit more of a helping hand going in the pros. Whereas I learned on the job. You know, I didn't have an amateur career where I could learn and make my mistakes. I learned in the game of pro, and get matched very, very hard as well. So it's not like I had any easier fights starting off. I had hard fights starting off, real deal of hard fights. So I had to learn on the job. You know, whereas I would have done that about an amateur career, I would have done that as an amateur. So yeah, that's one regret I'll probably say. But at that time, I didn't know the game. I didn't know how the game would work. For me, it was about fighting and earning some money. Whereas the game was very more political than the first fought. Very much so.
I have to ask you about the highlights. You're always in entertaining fights. Big puncher, of course. Didn't always go your way in title fights until quite near the end of your career. And the fight with Leon McKenzie, which a lot of people still talk about now. I mean, I'm saying it like it was a long time ago. It wasn't that long ago, but there was this campaign to get the video of it up, wasn't there, for ages, because people hadn't seen it and they'd heard how great it was.
So
no, go on, go for it.
Yeah, but I say so. A lot of people have been saying about when can we see? Actual fact, I have got a DVD of the fight. Well, I know Leon McKenzie was doing some sort of documentary about about what he was doing. So, obviously, I knew that he was out there, and they were going to be showing that on his documentary. So, I don't know how far that's gone. I don't know what it's going on about. That's been going on for quite a while now, because I've got the DVD. I know a lot of people have been interested. And going back to it, I didn't have up my way, as in my title fights. There's two prize fights, for instance. Martin Murray and Tom Doran. Martin Murray fight could have gone either way. The Tom Doran fight had a broken hand in the quarterfinals. I managed to get through to the final with a broken hand. I beat a very good fighter in Jack Arnfield in the semi-final, who was undefeated. The two English title fights, I fought Paul Smith. The fight that I was winning going into the second half of the fight. My corner team at the time gave me the wrong advice. I should have kept doing what I was doing, because I was winning that fight pretty easily. And then I fought. And the second fight with Danny Butler, he just caught me. I got caught cold. In the first minute of the fight, he caught me cold. I think that with that fight there, I trained too hard. I left everything in the gym, whereas I couldn't give me a good fight.
So what were the highlights for you? Was the Leon McKenzie one of them?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, Leon McKenzie was a massive highlight for me. Again, to win a fight away from home was really always really satisfying, really important. For me to win a fight away from home with no notice at all. I think I got like 3 or 4 weeks' notice. I was kept myself in the gym. That was a massive fight, massive win against a very good fighter, Leon McKenzie. He only lost one fight against Jermaine Smile. That fight there could have gone. People thought he won that fight. So for me, he was English champion in my eyes. He coming from a boxing family, to beat him was very, very important. And also winning my British title eliminator live on Sky Sports, as like chief support to Matthew Macklin, which for me was another massive highlight. To win it again, to beat another undefeated fighter in Sam Horton, not only to beat him, to knock him out. That got voted like second best knockout that year. That did. So that was a massive good fight for me. And also the Martin Murray fight. Many people still talk about that today, and that's another fight. Really, that's a massive fight for me. I managed to quite a little bit of money out of that fight, which allowed me to buy my house, which is nice. So there's quite a few fights that stick out in my mind, really.
What do people mention to you the most now about your career when you meet people on the street or whatever?
Oh, mate, just I wish every fighter was like you, Joe. Go and fight anybody. No ifs or buts. No trying to go around the corner. I mix that fight and go around that. People don't know. Not many people like me, man. I would go out and fight anybody. And people will say to you, your value for money. And every time we used to see your name on the bill, we always knew it was going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting fight, which people pay money in order to see those sort of fights, not to see. I look at cards today. I'm thinking I know exactly who's going to win before the show's even going to be starting. Other than the main event is 50-50, but even sometimes that's not. But people always sort of say to me, how an exciting fight I was. Never sort of back down or anything like that. And very exciting, very powerful.
And you had the famous double knockdown as well, of course.
That's nice. That's a very good point. Yeah, it's another fight that really many people still to this day now talk about. Many a time, even last week, people was mentioning to me, that double knockdown. I saw on TV the other day. That's huge. I can believe that one. Yeah, it's me. Yeah, and people still to this day now talk about that and how and that was on live on Sky Sports. That still gets talked about.
Who, and include sparring in this, who was the best that you ever shared a ring with, either fighting or sparring?
Probably I'd say Matthew Macklin. I fought Paul Smith, I fought Martin Murray, sparred against Catley, Matthew Barney, sportsman good and sportsman good lads. But for me, Matthew Macklin for me, things he did. Well, I learned so much from it. For me, Matthew Macklin for definite was the best person I shared the ring with. For me, definitely.
What do you make of him now as a presenter and a commentator on Sky? Do you enjoy his work?
He knows his stuff. Even when he used to pick me up from the train station when I go sparring, we should sit in the car and we should chat on the way to the gym, And when I used to absorb everything he used to talk about, everything he used to say, because he was so knowledgeable. And I thought, you're right what you're saying. You're right what you're doing that. And even on TV to this day now, I'm hearing him talking. Yeah, you're right, man. I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking, and how he breaks fights down, how he talks about it. It's really educational, really great to hear. Actually, right? He's doing a fantastic job.
And just before we let you go, if there are people out there, because you said you've got your trainers and seconds license, if there's people in your area that want to work with you and get the benefit of your experience, what's the best way of them finding you and getting in touch?
Yeah, obviously, find me on my social media. I'm on my Instagrams and Twitters and Facebook and that. And if you want to, obviously, like I said, like I just mentioned, I've got 14-year experience, and I did it the hard way. I didn't do it the easy way. You know what I mean? So I've got bags and bags of experience in me. You know, ring craft, everything about being in a ring. So again, if you want me to train or anything like that, mate, you know, as always, follow my social media and like send me a message and I'm happy to hit it off.
Great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time. It's been great to catch up with you, and good luck with the growing family.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, pal.
Take care, mate. Speak soon.
Take care, mate. See you soon, mate. Cheers, mate.